And so I was like, I'm just going to throw it in here and make it a triple feature. But what else did I watch? What else did I watch, folks? That's right. The brand new Scooby-Doo film. Well, it's not brand new. It came out last year. Now, again, I don't keep up. I'm not a huge Scooby-Doo, like, super fan. I love the original series. I love a lot of the movies. But honestly, I haven't kept up with Scooby-Doo in a long time. I love the live-action movies. I know that Matthew Lillard, star of Scream, also in the live-action movies took over to play Shaggy because they liked him so much in the Scooby-Doo live-action movie from the early 2000s. So I know he's the main Shaggy voice actor, and I like him. He's good. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. So anyway, now the thing about this movie is it's the first time Courage the Cowardly Dog has seen anything in animation since the series ended in, I think, like 2002 or 2000, a long time ago. So it's been like 20 years since Courage has done anything. And so I had this on my radar as soon as it came out because I love Courage. Courage is my favorite cartoon dog. I love Courage the Cowardly Dog. I love that fucking shit. My favorite cartoon dog. My favorite cartoon. I mean, I've been watching Courage the Cowardly Dog, the original series, when I do shrooms, and I'm watching that shit. That shit is scary as fuck on shrooms. It's a great show. I love it. So I was excited for this movie, and I didn't watch it. This movie came out last year, so I just didn't watch it until now. And I figured Halloween celebration, let's watch some Scooby meets Courage. So this is a newer Scooby movie. So a lot of the voice actors have changed from the classics that I'm familiar with. And, but anyway, I thought this movie was pretty good. I would definitely say that it's not as good as some of the older stuff. I think that there's a lot in this movie that's like, a lot of it just feels like a little unnecessary. But overall, I loved the Courage references. So this movie is called Straight Outta Nowhere. Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. So the Scooby Gang goes to nowhere from the Courage the Cowardly Dog series, and there's so many Courage references. Like the mayor, there's a mayor of nowhere, right? And he was not the mayor from the original series, really. But anyway, and they go to his mansion, and there's just like a museum in the mansion. Right? And so they go to the museum and there's like all like the little, like there's portraits on the wall of every like Courage the Cowardly Dog creature and villain from the whole series. There's like statues of all that. And it's just great. I thought it was wonderful. I loved the Courage references. They were all over the place. Like on the portraits on the walls in Muriel and Eustace's farmhouse, there's a lot of just really cool stuff. I really enjoyed it. The thing I also like about this movie that I found interesting is that Courage the Cowardly Dog doesn't talk much in this movie. And my interpretation of that is in the show, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Courage is the main character. And so we kind of understand his inner monologue when he talks out loud. But in this movie is how other people interpret Courage. So Courage can say a couple human words, but he's mostly just a... Right, so, and I think that that's really funny. So, he's a lot less comprehensible in this movie, but I actually like that. I thought that was entertaining. So, anyway, the movie villains there's bugs that are taking over the world, some shit like that. And the bugs are trying to find, like, an ancient meteor, which is apparently the meteor that killed the dinosaurs, except, like, the meteor that killed the dinosaurs fell in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. This movie was produced last year, and that was well known last year. So, but in the universe of Courage the Cowardly Dog, it did not enter the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. It entered Nowhere, Kansas, in the United States. And so, interesting, but, it's a different universe, right? In the quantum many worlds machine, right? It's just as valid that the meteor would land there, so whatever. But anyway, so the meteor has like dark matter energy or whatever, and that's what causes so many aliens to go to nowhere because they want to find this dark matter energy. So it kind of like comes up with an explanation for the bizarreness of the show, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good. I thought Muriel was great in this movie. I read on Wikipedia that Muriel's voice actor died very shortly after this movie was made. So, that's sad. Of course, halfway through Courage the Cowardly Dog original series, Eustace's voice actor died there. So they changed the voice actor in the original series. But I'm glad that the Muriel voice actor was able to live just long enough to get one of these movies out. Because that was great. That's really cool. She was a great character. She basically, her character was that she would just listen to the stories from the Scooby-Doo gang and just say, oh, that's lovely, that's so cool, you're so interesting. And she's just like, she's so positive and supportive, and she kept giving them food and biscuits. I loved her. I love Muriel. She's great. Eustace in this movie, also pretty great. Eustace had a lot more lines than pretty much any Courage episode. But there's never been a Courage movie, so this is, I guess, the longest single story in the Courage universe, that technically. So he did have some lines. Eustace also had a song moment from this movie where he was doing like some rap song. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to watch. It was really hard to watch. It was very, very hard to watch. Let me just put it that way. But other than that, I think this movie was pretty great. I love the ending, where like the ending is like they get the meteor and it changes the whole, like, there's like floating rocks, like we're in some anime boss battle bullshit, right? And so, like, there's giants. The meteor just like does random shit depending on who's holding it, right? So then there's like a giant like fucking like monster battle. Courage is huge, and he's like beating the shit out of a giant bug, right? And everyone else is just watching. It's great. So then they all turn back to normal. And then they unmask the bug. Turns out, the bug wasn't a bug. It was the mayor. But wait, turns out the mayor wasn't the mayor. That's right. It's an Inception, but with the Scooby-Doo unmaskings. Turns out the bug is the mayor, and the mayor is a combination of cats and LeQuack from the Courage the Cowardly Dog series, two notable villains that had multiple appearances in the original show, and they teamed up and LARPed as the mayor, and then the mayor LARPed as a bug, and it's just it was great. I loved it. I loved that they brought them in at the end. I thought that was wonderful. Anyway, this movie, again, seeing Courage the Cowardly Dog in a new form, way higher quality animation than the original show. I don't even know if I prefer it. I enjoyed this. I read also that the original creator of Courage the Cowardly Dog had nothing to do with this movie. To me, I would love to know more about that. If anyone has any trivia or information on that, or why he was not involved, I would like to know more about that. But I love Courage. It's one of my favorite classic cartoons from when I was young. And this movie, I think it wasn't great. It wasn't perfect, I should say, but it was really good, and I really enjoyed seeing the characters back once again, and I thought that they did a good job with it. So, except for the Eustace rap scene, that one was, and it lasts so long. It's like 4 minutes. It lasts forever. And keep in mind, I'm on shrooms. I'm watching this, right? So, and I'm high as hell, and I'm experiencing like time dilation throughout that. So it felt like it was 10 years. But anyway, straight out of nowhere, Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. I thought not a bad film at all. In fact, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Is it as good as the original Courage show? Nah. Is it as good as the older Scooby-Doo movies? Nah. But it was good. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I love the Scooby and Shaggy eating Muriel's cooking scenes, because Scooby and Shaggy are like the food addicts in the series, and then Muriel loves making food, so I thought that was a good fit. I love that Scooby and Courage, like, one of the big themes in this movie is that Scooby and Courage are like cracking dog jokes to each other, like, just like randomly, like, everyone else is conversing, and then like the camera shift to Scooby and Courage, and Scooby is like, yeah, pause, or like some just really cheesy dog joke, and then they just start laughing. I thought that was great. I was cracking the fuck up. So anyway, there you go. Good movie. I enjoy it. And that is the end of my triple feature. So there you go, folks. We're banging them through 3 movies in one day. Holy shit. So anyway, that's the show. That's the Spook6ular segment.